Hey everyone, my name is Joshua Martinez. I appreciate the opportunity. Happy Saturday. I think it's really neat when TradeThirsty is able to bring a tremendous amount of individuals together, experts in their fields and all the different industries to kind of share what they're using that works. In trading, at the end of the day, that's really all we want to do is we want to be able to use simple processes, something that helps us find where to buy, where to sell, where to make money, but most importantly, how to make money today and how to do it tomorrow, the next day, and so on and so forth. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity, and if you could, go ahead and type in a yes, why yes, into the question section box, just letting me know that you can hear my voice. If you're looking for the question section box, what you can do is click on that little orange button with the arrow in it, and down at the bottom where it says questions, that's where where it says enter a question for staff, type in yes, and then click on send, and then that will give you and I the ability to communicate. Hey, Angelo, very glad to see you in the room. Hey, Dave. Hey, John. TD. Siando, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Albert, hey, says I've been following you for a while. Appreciate it, Albert. Thank you so much for the opportunity and the trust. YO, thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. If you want to leave your question section box open, what you can do is you can left click over view and then uncheck the auto hide the control panel. It's really simple. It just kind of gives us the ability to communicate. One of the benefits of me being the last person to speak today is, just like Jeanette said, I can do a nice little questions and answers more towards the end. The subject that we're going to be talking about is going to take about the meat of it's going to be about a 30-minute segment. We're going to go through 15 minutes, 20 minutes of demonstrations. And so we're going to get into the live market. We're going to go candlestick by candlestick, and we're going to show you where to enter into the market, where to place stops, where to place limits. And the stop is an automatic exit for loss because we want to protect ourselves. The limit is an automatic exit for profit because we want to maximize the returns. Something that I want to show you is what's called tunnel trading. And tunnel trading is a trading strategy specifically designed for futures. Do me a favor, type in yes if you currently trade futures. Type in new, N-E-W, if you're brand new, if you've never traded futures before. Okay, so Ron's a futures trader, John's future, Steve is, Scott is, beautiful. Kevin's new, welcome. Sean says, no, but I've been trading Forex and stocks. If you're a Forex trader, futures is a simple transition. I've been a Forex trader for 10 years, and honestly, trading this tunnel trading strategy is one of the simplest things I've ever done. And I'm going to show you firsthand of how, as silly as this sounds, but like, I've never been able to make so much in such a short time and such a consistent return that I'm going to show you a methodology today that may may ultimately change the way you view the markets, which is kind of neat. Hey, Jack, welcome to the presentation. Appreciate the opportunity. Now, in front of you is a risk disclaimer. Just means there is risk involved. You should never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Always keep equity management in mind. Understand that we are not CTAs, which stands for Commodity Trading Advisors. And what that basically means is this. We're going to show you exactly what to do and how to do it, but we can't do it for you. I'm going to share with you my research, share with you my strategy. I'm going to teach you how to do it today. For those of you that want to start it, tomorrow when the markets open up, Monday when markets are going, I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. But ultimately, it's going to be your decision to take action. For those of you who are new, my name is Joshua Martinez. I'm a 10-plus year trading veteran. I truly care about the financial industry. I care about the education side. I'm real big on compliance. I'm real big on doing the right thing when it comes to the customer. I think a lot of individuals who know who I am, they kind of know that as well. I'm a senior course instructor at NOFT. I'm a published author, international speaker. I've trained hundreds of thousands of individuals over the last 10 years. My social media has reached millions upon millions, and one of the things that we like to do is teach and educate and just show traders and people how to make money online. I am a full-time trader myself. I know what it's like to start out with a small account. When I first started trading, I was a personal trainer. I actually went to school to become a firefighter and EMT, and all I had was $500, and it was like I had to scrape everything I had to put that account together. I used some techniques and was able to make a little bit over 39,000 US dollars of profit from that. From there, I've been able to compound and reinvest, and I've taken that technique of having a small account and really put some strong rules behind it to be able to scale up relatively quickly, but not reckless in regards to risking too much, which we're going to talk about that in a moment. Now, I've been published in Your Trading Edge, FX Trader Magazine, Equities.com, Executive Trader, as well as TraderPlanet.com. One of the things that we're going to talk about is what's called the S&P 500 E-mini futures. And what I want to do is show you a technical approach first before we bring in the strategy or bring in the actual system. And the reason why I want to bring this up, because this is going to affect multiple people on multiple different industries on multiple different levels. Do me a favor, type in yes if you can see the S&P 500 E-mini future chart. This is a monthly time frame. This chart goes back to 1998, so right around 20 or so years of history. Believe it or not, the S&P is probably one of the world's most watched symbols on both the retail side, which are people like you and I, we're just trying to make money online, and the professional side, where professional traders, hedge fund managers, and so on and so forth, all monitor and watch this. It's one of the world's most watched symbols, which is very, very important to understand. We're at a huge high, by the way. Thank you, John. Appreciate that, my friend. We're at a monstrous high to where back in March of 2009, about 10 years and 2 months ago, we started this monstrous bullish run. And a bullish run just means an upward movement. A lot of buyers are entering into the market. And then do me a favor, type in yes if you can kind of see that bullish or upward movement kind of slowed down, where it kind of paused. We're moving what's called left to right. This is what's called a sideways movement. Basically, after a massive upward move, it's almost like the market's taking a breath. Well, the market itself, because of the psychology of trading, buy low, sell high, is specifically designed to move in waves. And one of the things that you're seeing here is what's called an overbought market. Basically, everyone who's been buying has basically inflated this market up. And the experts agree and pros agree, and you're probably reading tons of articles about it, but a retracement or what's called a correction is coming. Now, the correction may be now or may be a little bit later. We're going to get into the live market. I'm going to share with you the technical side of what we believe the potential U-turn is going to be. But this is going to affect many different industries, and it's going to affect many different individuals. But because you're a trader, you will have an opportunity to really maximize this move. When I mean maximize, I'm referring to making a lot of money. You're going to put yourself in a position of generating a nice low return, both on the way down and on the way up. Now, inside the futures market, you're going to be trading what's called contracts. I'm going to walk you through high level of that in a few moments. But basically, if you come from the Forex world, you know how you buy and sell lot sizes. Inside the stock market, you buy and sell shares. In futures, you buy and sell contracts. Same exact process. You press a buy button, you press a sell button. You got to stop, you got to limit. But inside of futures, we measure price movement, what's known as ticks, T-I-C-K. And every tick is going to be worth about $12.50 on this symbol. And so if this market were to correct and were to drop and were to retrace and fall, which basically the whole world is agreeing with that's coming, there's about a 5,115 tick downward movement to the next area of major U-turn, which is also referred to as future support. It's one of the first things you learn in technical analysis. And that downward movement is about a $63,000 opportunity just selling with one contract. Intraday margin, by the way. And the contract's going to cost about $500 if you were to day trade this. It can be a little bit more expensive depending on what broker you choose, but you know, $500 to $60,000 is pretty good. So do me a favor, type in me, M-E, into the question section box if you like the idea of having the knowledge to be able to take a $500 investment and make over $60,000 in return. Type in me, M-E, into the question section box if you would like to know how you could take advantage of this move, but not just this move and this one symbol, but do this in multiple symbols. That's what I want to teach you today. And I want to share that with you. Whether or not you use my strategy, that's fine, but you should be aware of this because It's real, it's a reality, and it's here, and you need to be aware of it. So in a few moments, I'm going to share with you what's called tunnel trading, which is an entry strategy specifically designed to take advantage of market movements. And we're using it on this market right now, and we're able to really extract a nice little return. It's not very difficult as well either. So I'm going to walk you through what futures are. Now, I asked in the beginning who's new when it comes to trading futures, and we had a lot of new individuals. Some of you are actively trading, and so this is going to be a little bit of a refresher. But it's important that you understand how your industry works. You don't have to be an expert. You just kind of need to know how the money flows and how people make money and how people lose money, and so that you're a little bit more educated or empowered with the knowledge. And just knowing, buying or selling, get a little bit more comfortable with this market, okay? So we're going to talk about what futures are. And I'm not going to get into every nitty-gritty, and I'm not going to explain this in a very boring fact manner. What I want to do is just tell a story, and I want you to follow along with this story. It's going to be high level. It's going to explain basically how this works. So futures is referred to as forward contracts. And a forward contract is basically when two people get together, they come to an agreement, they enter into a contract, but the contract is not executed until a later date. They have the ability to sell their contract off to another person, okay? And so let me kind of explain to you what that means. So just pretend for a moment, pretend that there's a farmer, and this farmer grows corn. Well, in this example, we're going to refer to this farmer as a producer, and they produce corn, so they're making something. Well, this farmer, the corn won't be ready to harvest and to be sold until 3 months from now. So one of the things that this farmer is going to do is continuously monitor the price of corn, and they're going to have a little bit of anxiety, and they're going to worry about the price of corn falling. Because if the price of corn falls, they're not going to make as much money. But usually the farmer, when the price of corn is at an area where they can make a profit, they want the market to either go up or stay around that price point, okay? Now, on the other end of this is what's called a manufacturer. This manufacturer sells cornbread. So this manufacturer needs the corn to be able to manufacture their product. Well, the manufacturer understands that the corn will not be ready until 3 months from now. And so what ends up happening is the manufacturer is going to say, I really don't want the price of to go up, because if it goes up, then the product is too expensive and it cuts into the profit margins. Type in a yes, why yes, if you're following along so far. So the producer, which is the farmer, grows corn. Corn's not ready for 3 months. Going to worry about price dropping. Manufacturer makes cornbread, needs the corn, wants to buy the corn, but corn's not ready for 3 months, and they're going to worry about price going up. So how do these two people or these two entities come to a solution to solve their problems? Well, what they do is they come together and they say, okay, let's enter into an agreement. The farmer says, I'm going to sell you all my corn for today's market value, and it just so happens to be $10,000. But I can't deliver it to you until 3 months from now when I can harvest it. The manufacturer says, okay, I like that deal. I'll give you $10,000, but only when you deliver it. So what happens? These two entities enter into an agreement. They both sign the contract, but none of them have to execute the contract until 3 months from now. Now, so what happens? Well, throughout this 3 months, the price of corn is going to go up and down, up and down. And sometimes the price of corn will become more expensive, and the manufacturer, it's a benefit to them to sell their contract to somebody else and then keep the difference. So here's an example. Let's just say 3 months from now, corn is ready, and the price of corn is $30,000. Well, what's going to happen is the farmer is obligated to deliver the corn, and the manufacturer is obligated to pay the $10,000, but the corn is worth $30,000. Type in yes, you understand that. Because they entered into an agreement 3 months ago, by the time of the execution, the price of corn has tripled. the manufacturer has a decision. They can either A, pay the $10,000, okay, and get the corn, which is great. They make cornbread to sell it off. They're good. Or they can sell their contract and make $20,000, and maybe that's more money than they would ever have made selling cornbread. See, what ends up happening is, and this is where futures comes into play. Futures, these transactions that take place assist with the price going up and assist the price going down. When you and I, when we look and we trade futures, all we're doing is buying and selling contracts. Now, we don't have to be an entity. What I mean by that is we don't have to be a producer. We don't have to be a farmer that farms corn. We don't have to be a manufacturer to do this. We just have to be connected with a broker who's going to facilitate those transactions for us behind the scenes. Your future broker is what's going to allow trading these contracts really simple to where you can make money online, trade through your cell phone, through your tablets, through your PCs, through your computer, through your Macs, anywhere in the world as long as you have internet connection. Type in me, M-E, into the question section box if you want me to walk you through some of the basics of having a futures broker, of the rules, because there are some basic rules that you got to follow, and you got to understand how money is made and how money is lost when you trade through a broker. Okay, so John says me, Jurgen says me, Dave says me. Okay, so here's the rules. You may want to write this down too if you can, or at least take a picture of this. So let's first make this super simple with each other, okay? Being a future trader is all you're really doing is you're betting on price. Let's just make it real simple. You're betting that price is either going to go up or price is going to go down. If you buy the market and the market goes up, you're going to make some money. If you buy the market and the market goes down, you're going to lose some money. Let's keep it that simple. Now, what we're doing in futures is we're buying and selling contracts. Just like in the Forex world, you're buying and selling lot sizes, okay? Inside of the stock market, you're buying and selling shares. Inside of futures, we're buying and selling contracts. Most contracts are going to cost, on average, between $500 and $7,000. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less. They just came out with what's called micro contracts, which now you can get involved for about $50 a contract, which is really nice. Now, the broker is going to measure price movement, what's known as ticks, T-I-C-K. Okay, so in the Forex world, you measure price movement in pips, right? How many pips did the market move? And futures is how many ticks did the market move? See, if the market, we don't say, hey, the market had a $10 move today. We say, hey, we had a 10-tick move today type of scenario. And every tick has a value, okay? So here's what's a little bit different with futures. Your broker is going to give you an outline, and a tick can represent 10 cents of price movement and a symbol. But another symbol can represent a penny of price movement or 25 cents, just depending on the symbol. It's not as challenging as it sounds. It's actually relatively straightforward. It's just a little bit new. Now, the reason why you want to know this is because that tick value could be worth $1. It could be worth $30+, and that's where the real money comes into play. So here's an example, okay? I want everyone to understand how much you could potentially make and why futures is so powerful for the person who's trying to make money online. So let's just pretend that we turn on our computer and the market's at a low price and we want to buy. Well, in this scenario, a contract's going to cost $500. Your broker is going to say every 10 cents of movement is going to represent one tick. So the market moves 10 ticks, that's $1 movement. Instead of you saying, hey, the market moved $1, you're going to say the market moved 10 ticks. It's just the language, okay? Now, the tick has a value of $10. Quick little math, quick little pop quiz. Let's just say you bought the market. Market goes up 10 ticks. Every tick's worth $10. How much money did you just make? Type into the question section box, how much money would that be? You bought the market, you bought one contract, Every tick's worth $10 to you. It goes up 10 ticks. How much you make? Yeah, Dave got it right. Steve got it right. Rami got it right. You just made $100. Now, here's our example. Here's the power. Let's say this symbol that you're trading, the price of that symbol is $27.90. You're not buying the symbol. You're buying the contract. You're buying and selling the contract. So your investment's going to be $500. You hold on to that contract until the symbol price is $28.90. So the symbol itself increased in value by $100. You invested $500 to trade the contract. Well, that $100 move is equal to 1,000 ticks. So think about this for a moment. If you bought the market with a $500 investment, the market goes up 1,000 ticks, every tick's worth $10, how much money did you just make? 10,000 US dollars in return. Do me a favor, type in me, M-E, into the question section box if you like the idea of being able to take a $500 investment and make about $10,000 in return from it, which is a 2,000% return on your initial investment. Now, this is one of the biggest reasons why hedge funds trade futures. They know that they can diversify and get a large return with a little bit of money. This is also one of the biggest reasons why professional traders like to trade futures, simply because it follows all the technical rules, but it gives you more bang for your buck. Now, trading futures is how do I say this? Trading futures can be one of the most convenient ways of trading or making money online, to where even the hardest jobs in the entire world, such as stay-at-home moms. My wife's a stay-at-home mom. We have a 4-year-old boy and a 2-year-old boy, and her hands are just completely full all day. But it's convenient enough to where you can look at your tablet or a laptop and just press a buy button or a sell button to be able to make a nice little return. What this means is, whether you travel, whether you work a full-time job, whether you're at home, whether you're retired, trading futures is giving a solution of financial freedom and independence to all walks of life all around the world, to where we say trading futures equals freedom. But there are challenges. If you can make $10,000 in the market, you can also lose $10,000 in the market. And so you need to make sure that you have a formula, a process, a proven step-by-step checklist. You need to be able to turn on your computer and know exactly where to enter in the market, exactly how to protect yourself, and exactly how to limit and how to maximize profits. But you have to do it in such a manner and to where it becomes somewhat second nature to you, and to where that you don't have to think about it. And they're really clear, defined rules. If you don't have those rules, I'm going to share with you the rules that we have that's really working very, very well. So let's do this. We're going to talk about what's called tunnel trading. And we're actually going to look at the S&P 500 first in a technical manner before we introduce this strategy. But this strategy is being that solution to the problem of not knowing what to do. See, the tunnel trading system, it's a trading strategy. It really is designed for consistent returns. It's user-friendly. It's out-of-the-box ready. It works on TradingView, which is a charting software. It's a phenomenal charting software. And it works on NinjaTrader, which is also a charting software, but they just so happen to be a broker. But they're also an open source charting software, to where if you're a programmer, you're really going to like it, okay? So let's do this. Let's jump into the live market. Let me show you the S&P 500. Let me kind of give you the upside. Let me give you the downside. You may want to grab a pen and sheet of paper. If you trade futures now, I'm going to give you some targets, and even if you don't use the tunnel trading, that's fine. At least I want you to have this, because I want everyone in the room to be aware of the potential down movement, because you can empower yourself to really maximize this potential move, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I want to make sure my screen updated, so type in a yes if you can see the S&P 500 E-mini futures on a monthly time frame. Okay, so Ron, Dave, Jeremy, JT, beautiful. Now, down at the bottom, you're going to see where this upward trend. This is a massive trend. When we have about March of 2009 is when it started, and you can see the market's just been continuously going up and up and up. And then the beginning of this month, we basically had a whole new high since 1998, and which is just an incredible experience. But you can see right away that the market is pausing. So what does that mean? It just means that the upward movement is slowing down, and we're having very sharp downward pushes. And so if you look at this, you can see the market had a downward push, the market had a downward push, and the question is, are we going to have another downward push, because that's what happens around this area? Well, in trading, what your job is to identify the areas and do your very best to find the price points of where the market U-turns. You want to do that on the way up, and you want to do that on the way down. And so what do? You get scanners, you get indicators, you get systems, you learn how to find these patterns on your own to be able to do your very best to spot these out. Let me show you on a technical level, and that's what indicators and systems do. Indicators and systems try to duplicate the patterns that you can find in a technical manner. And so do me a favor, type in a yes, why yes, into the question section box if you can see and you can agree that when the market comes near this top blue level, the market falls. Does everybody see that? So the market falls, the market falls, the market falls. Now, we haven't touched that blue line yet, which means we're still expecting the market to continue to go up. Now, why do we say that? Well, because that's the pattern. That's what happens. The market touches the blue line, the market falls. Touches the blue line, the market falls. There's no supporting evidence that says the market's going to fall now, which means this downward movement should be referred to as a short-term move. It's more of a retracement. Write this price point down, please. It's going to be future high price. It's going to be 30.30. And how many ticks away is that? Let me go ahead and bring this up. This is going to be 30.30 is going to be right here about 695 ticks. So 695 ticks away. Now, every tick is worth about $12.50, trading one contract. And we're going to go 695 times by $12.50. That's 8687. 8687.50 cents. So here's what I need everyone to understand. There's an opportunity on the S&P 500 right now to where if you're able to strategically buy low, you can take a $500 investment, take advantage of intraday margins, and make $8,687 in return. Type in yes, why yes, into the question section box if you like the idea of making $8,000 this month, or maybe within the next 3 weeks, with a $500 investment. That's what's on the table right now, okay? Now, if this market were to react bearish like we're expecting it to, just like how the market fell over here, just like how the market fell over there, there's patterns. And this is what's called a range. And the range is the outline of the pattern where the buyers and sellers from all around the world are collectively entering and exiting. And so if this market were to react bearish, we're going to expect it to fall to the bottom of the blue line. Type in a yes if you understand that. Okay? And we're not making up the blue line. I'm not sitting here and just randomly throwing lines. We're identifying the range, and that's what happens. Touches the top of the level, falls down. Touches the bottom level, rallies up. This is very normal, especially to take place when the market has a huge run. And we've been on a 10-year bullish run, and so therefore this is the pause. This is the market taking its breath. Now, if the market were to fall and touch the bottom blue line, which all the technical evidence is showing and all the pros agree, That downward movement, write this price point down, that's going to be 2072. Okay, so future low price is going to be 2072, and that's how many ticks away is that? Okay, that is going to be 3837. So 3837, 3,837 ticks away, and every tick's worth $12.50. So we're going to go 1250 times it by 3837, 47,962. 47,962 50 cents. Okay. So type in done, D-O-N-E, when you've taken a picture of this. Take out your cell phone, take a snapshot, use Snippet, use Snagit, control print screen. Take a picture of this, because we have, number one, an $8,000 move on the way up, but then following that's going to be a 47,000 move on the way down. That's what all the patterns and all the technicals are showing. And has history since January 2018 that supports this. So it's basically a year plus pattern. Okay, so when it comes to trading futures, traditionally what you do not do is you do not swing trade. What I mean by that is you're not going to buy and hold or sell and hold, because there's what's called an execution date. Remember that example of the farmer and the manufacturer? Eventually that contract has to be fulfilled, okay? And those are called execution dates. So the farmer says, hey, I'll deliver the corn in 3 months from now. Well, once they deliver the corn, the contract's over, and then a new contract begins. So traditionally, you're not going to buy and hold and sell and hold. You're going to more than likely day trade. You're going to look to enter in today, exit today. Now, there are some swing trading opportunities where you can hold for a handful of days, handful of weeks, but nothing you're going to hold for years, okay? Now, what I would like to do is I would like to introduce to you a strategy that's designed, that we're using, that's making trading relatively straightforward. I want to show you a complete strategy where we enter in the market, where we place our stops, where we place our limits. I want to show you something that's working 70+% of the time, and I want to show you something that's realistically making upwards of $500 a day, trading just a couple trades at a time. Type in me, M-E, into the question section box if you want me to walk you through that. The reason why I'm asking that is because if you can do this, if you can do what I'm going to show you next, is my personal belief, you can amplify these returns by 3 times. And so instead of making $8,000, I'm expecting our students to make upwards of $24,000, simply strategically taking advantage of wave movements. And so let me go ahead and bring it up. This is what it is. It looks relatively straightforward. You're going to see 4 lines on your screen. Number 1, we're still looking at the S&P 500. You can apply this strategy to any future symbol. It's designed for futures, okay? Now, there's 4 lines. You have a blue line. That's the limit. You have 2 green lines. Those are where we're going to strategically enter into the market. Then we have a red line. That's where we're going to place our stop. Now, tunnel trading is all about having tunnel vision. And I know it's kind of silly, but it really is the perfect name for this strategy. When you focus in on the end goal in mind, usually you're able to work towards and you're able to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish in a much more efficient manner. It's one of the first things that any businessman learns when it comes to setting goals, or businesswoman learns setting goals, which is start with the end goal in mind. So that's what we did here. And the end goal in mind when it comes to trading is closing out of your position with profit. Type in yes if you understand that. That's the last step of a trade when it's complete. You got to close your trade. And when you close, you want profit. So we want to focus in on the limit about to close, okay? No problem. Now, the blue line, that's going to be our limit. That's going to be the last step. So I want everyone to take a look at the blue line. Now, all I really want you to do is I want you to view the blue line, and I want you to ask this question. are the candlesticks touching the blue line? What I mean by that is, are the candlesticks continuously touching the blue line over and over and over again? That's all I care about right now. I want you to say yes if you can confirm that. I want you to say no if you can't. So for example, on this day, touch the blue line, and this day, touch the blue line, touched it, touched it, touched it here. You can see that on multiple occasions, the market is continuously hitting this blue line over and over and over again. Agreed? So JT says yes, John says yes, Muhammad says yes, Carl says yes. Okay. So let's count the days. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So on the last 13 days, the market's touched the blue line every day. Let's look at the previous 13 days. Now, when it comes to your strategy, whether you use this or not, just more of like trader to trader, your strategy, you should be able to do this. You should be able to view the history of your strategy and say, hey, this is how many times the market hits the limits. Okay, so take a look at the blue line. Do you see how the market is continuously touching it over and over and over again? The reason why I want you to visually see this is because touching the blue line is the last thing that we're going to do when it comes down to using this strategy. And I really want you to logically think about this for a moment. If the market is continuously touching the blue line over and over and over again, day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, does it logically make sense to basically just say, hey, why don't we just strategically buy below the blue line if the market's going to touch that blue line? Type in yes if that just basic sense. Type in yes if you're kind of like, hey, that makes sense to me. Touches the blue line, so let's just buy below it strategically. Okay. Yeah, Angelo said that works great. Yeah, Angelo's kicking butt right now, so I'm glad to see you in the room, my friend. Now, maybe we'll pull up your testimonials later. I don't know. We'll see how much time we got. Here's what I want to do. Okay. I know Angelo's been using this strategy, and he's crushing it. It's just phenomenal. He's doing exactly what we want everybody to do. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the first couple trades. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly where to enter in, show you exactly where to place your stops, which is automatic exit for loss. We're going to quantify how much we're willing to lose. I'm going to show you exactly where to place your limits, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to see if we're right. We're going to see if we're wrong. And when I show it to you, I also want you to teach me. So I'm going to teach you, and you're going to teach me. It's called left seat, right seat. It's like a military thing. Okay, I'm going to show you how to drive, and then you're going to drive, and I'm going to confirm, let you know, hey, you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong, okay? So everyone, take a look. This is a 5-minute time frame. Futures moves relatively quickly, and so we're going to trade off a 5-minute time frame, and so we're looking to enter in today and exit today. Okay, it's called day trading. We want to be in today, out today, and if this works, we want to get paid today. Okay, so here's how this works. When or if the market touches the green line, we're going to enter into the market with the desired contract size. And so this is what's called the market buy. Now, type in ME, M-E, if you don't know what it costs to buy the market. Okay, let me do this. Let me pull this up. Now, here's my disclaimer. I'm not a IB. I'm not a introducing broker, which means I do not financially benefit from showing you this at all. I'm doing this because, number one, I use them, but number two, they give a really nice sheet to where it's easy to understand. This is what's called, this is going to let you know what it costs to trade or to invest into this particular market. And this is from NinjaTrader, and they are a charting software, but they just so happen to be a future broker as well. So you can place trades to them. So ES, represents the E-mini S&P 500 futures. Intraday margin is the margin that we're going to be taking advantage of. It's trading during the day. Why don't you do this? Why don't you type into the question section box, how much does it cost per the contract? It tells us right now. What number does this say? I just want to make sure that you're reading this properly. Okay, so DP, you got it. Caroline, you got it. Steve, you got it. Pete, nope, wrong one. Pete, the one that I'm highlighting here, okay? Yeah, Mark, $500. So it's going to cost $500 to trade the contract. And the NinjaTrader says that the tick value is going to be, or the tick is going to represent 25 cents of movement. So we're going to buy a contract for $500, and the tick value, or the tick, if the market moves 25 cents, that's one tick of movement. So the market moves $1, we're not going to say, hey, the price just changed by $1. We're going to say, hey, we had a 4-tick move. Okay. Now every tick represents $12.50. So whenever the market moves $1, that's $50 for you or $50 against you. It's just like the Forex market. We make and lose pips in the Forex. In the futures, we make and lose ticks. Okay. So we're going to buy the market for $500 that touch the green line. Every tick's going to represent $12.50. We're going to place our stop at the red line. Now this is what's called a fixed stop, and the reason why it's a fixed stop is because the stop's not going to move. We're not going to change the price point. When or if the market touches the blue line, we're going to close out of the trade. So every candlestick represents 5 minutes. Let's see what ends up taking place. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. In 65 minutes after entry, it touched the blue line, the trade is done. So you enter in the market, you exit, and if you look at this little blue box, that shows you how many ticks you're able to make. That says 16. So 16 ticks, and every tick is worth $12.50. $12.50 times it by 16 ticks, $200. So the big question I want to ask you before we go any further, because I'm going to show you the next trade, is this. Based upon time, type in yes, why yes, if you like the idea of entering into the market, and then within an hour and 5 minutes, you close your position and you make $200. So basically, you made $200 for that hour. Okay, so let me show you the next one. Now, the big thing is I want you to really watch this because I want you to ask yourself, can you do this? So one of the things that we did is we don't really want traders hanging around their computers and just staring at this all day long, because I don't trade that way, and I don't think you should trade that way. Some people like it, but one of the neat things that you can do is you can right-click on the line and you can set alerts. And it says add alert on tunnel trading system long. And what that means is you can receive a text message, an email, a pop-up alert, a notification, and you can be anywhere in the world and be notified when it's time to enter in and when it's time to exit. So the market touched the the green line. So we enter into the market buying. So this is our market buy. Market buy. We're going to place our stop at the red line. So stops at the red line. And when or if the market touches the blue line, we're going to close the trade. Now you can receive text message, emails, pop-up alerts 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25 minutes later, you enter into the market, you exit with 13 ticks. So 13 ticks equals, so we're going to go $12.50 times it by 13 ticks, $162.50. So type in me, M-E, if you'd be pretty happy, making $162 in 25 minutes. You enter in today, you exit today, and then in this scenario, you got paid that day. Okay, Sean says, can this be auto traded? We do have an auto trader, but as I've been stating, this is the last week to get it, which means this is the last day to get it. You can't get the auto trader after this included with the enrollment, because we just released this. It's actually doing very well, but as part of the launch. But we can talk about that later. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to type in buy, B-U-Y, into the question section box, okay, when it's time to enter into the market. So let me know. KCC says, can it go short? Yes, we have this built in reverse. So when the market finally corrects, we're going to be able to take advantage of the downward movement. Type in buy, B-U-Y, when it's time to enter in. Oop, John says it's time to buy. Angelo says buy. Charles says buy. Carl says buy. Yep, it's time to buy. Why? Because it hit the green line. Now, where do you place your stop? So we're going to buy the market. That's the market buy with your desired contract size because it touched the green line. And then you place your stop at the red line. Type in me, M-E, if you think you can do this. You can just buy the market at the green line, place your stop at the red line. Okay, because if you can, let me show you what your potential results could be. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. This is about 2 hours. Market touches the blue line, trade is done. Okay, so how much could you have made? Well, 12 ticks. So 12 ticks equals how much? 12 times it by, 12 ticks times it by $12.50 a tick, $150. Not too bad. So $150 in return. Okay, let's look at the next opportunity. Okay, let me know when it's time to buy. Let me know when it's time to buy the market. Bingo. Okay, so we buy the market. You place your stop at the red line, and then let me know when it's time to close. Came close to that blue line. Oh, this means the day is over. When all the lines come together, the day is over, you got to close. And so here, from the entry, only 1 tick, so really nothing really. You know, 1 tick is $12.50, but there's a, you know, after costs and commission, it's just, it was okay. It wasn't anything crazy. Okay, so on this day, you had 4 trades, 1 contract at a time. How much did you make? So 200 plus 162.50 plus 150 plus 12.50, $525. So I guess the question is, would you like the idea of being able to place 1 trade at a time, buy the market when it touches the green line, limit out when it touches the blue line, type in yes, why yes, you like the idea of making a little bit over $500 trading 1 contract at a time? Yeah. Charles says me. Steve says yes. Jurgen says, can I do this every day? Well, let's look at the next day. Oh, let's look at the next day. This is, some days there's going to be what's called runners, where you're not going to get the entry. But this is just 1 symbol. And so what does that mean? Well, you can do this on multiple symbols. Steve says, particularly on auto trading. Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. Here's the results for the auto trader, just in case you want to see it. So the auto trader is not 100%, but it's pretty darn good. You can see that when it goes up, right, it goes up, pulls back a little bit, goes win some trades, losing some trades. So you're able to take one contract at a time and make about $8,250 US so far in return from it. So it's not too bad. Okay, let's see when it's time to buy. DP says, does TradingView send out text message? Yeah. So what you do is you just right-click and you select on Add Alert, and then it gives you the option that says, type your cell phone number in there, type of scenario. And when you do that, when you type your cell phone in there, It can send you notifications. It's actually pretty neat. What I did end up doing is I created a checklist and how-to videos on how to do that. So like right now, is it time to buy? Charles says it's time to buy. Okay. So you can receive text message, email, pop-up alerts. You buy the market. You place your stop at the red line, and then let's see what ends up taking place. Market goes a little sideways. Bingo, touches the blue line. Why does this work so well? Well, this was 7 ticks. So how much is this? The reason why this works so well is because the market continuously touches that blue line over and over and over again, 87.50. Why does it do that? Well, we have a formula that we're using that is monitoring the market into where it understands the wave movement, because the market, moves in waves, low, buy low, sell high type of scenario. Here's the next buy opportunity. And so we don't give out that secret sauce of exactly what that blue line represents, but just understand the market's hitting it day in and day out, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, and that was 14 ticks. TK says, when do you go short? We're going to go short when the market, hold on, let me find out how much this is. So 14 ticks times this by 12.50, $175. That's not too bad. $175 in about 30 minutes. We're going to continue to buy the market until 30.30. So everything that we're doing, we're continuously doing for the next $8,687. Type in yes, why yes, you understand that. We're going to, and because we're tunnel trading, we're taking advantage of wave movements. This $8,000 we believe is going to be amplified by 3. So we're looking to make about $24,000 in return, and that's going to be within like the next 3 weeks. And so do you take advantage of every single bit? It's up to you. Not everybody likes to trade 24 hours a day. I don't. Well, I like to trade about 3-4 hours a day, usually from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I'm just looking to make an extra, $200 to $1,000 a day. And my account's not a huge account. I did like a $10,000 account. With futures, you don't have to have a $10,000 account. You can get started with Ninja Traders ran a promotion because of the micro contracts. You can ran a promotion for like a $400 account, which is kind of neat. Okay, so let's see what ends up taking place. All right, type in buy, B-U-Y. I'm running out of time, so I have to get going soon, but type in buy when it's time to enter into the market. Type in buy, B-U-Y, when it's time to enter in. Boom, right there. Okay, type in me if you think you can do this. Type in yes if this makes sense. Type in yes if you're getting this. It's important that you get this because by now you should understand the process. So we have 8 ticks. And then the big question is, what I like to tell traders is, look, trading is all about finding something that you can use, finding something that you can follow the rules, finding something that's consistent. If you like the idea of turning on your computer, buying the market when it touches the green line, placing your stop at the red line, and then, getting notified, or whenever it touches the blue line, you close out and it's done. 27 ticks. How much is that? 27 ticks. That's how much? 27 times it by 12.50, $337.50. That was about an hour. So on this day, you had 4 how are we doing, by the way? How are we doing? Here's the trade so far. $200, $162, $150, $12.50, $87.50, $100, $175, $337. So let's add this up. 200 plus 162.50 plus 150 plus 12.50 plus 87.50 plus 100 plus 175 plus 337.50. Type in yes if you like the idea of taking a $500 investment, trading one contract at a time, and within a couple of days making over $1,225. So I want to show you something. This is taking all the trades. You don't have to take all the trades. This is a Ninja Trader report. This is from my account, and I do this. It's real simple. Beginning of the month, and how many days are we in? So we have two official weeks, 2 full weeks. So 2 full weeks in, and the account's up just shy of $4,000. And you can see the equity curve's pretty good. You win some, you lose some, you win some. It's pretty good. If you break it down to the summary, it's winning about 69.62%. So what's the win percentage? Just shy of 70%. It's net profits $3,796. And at the end of the day, I guess the question is going to come down to this. How many of you like the idea of, trading a couple hours, 3 hours a day, and then, making an extra $200 to $1,000? And I don't know. This is on pace. What is this on pace to make? I think it's on pace to make $6,000 for this month. It tells you the pace. But being able to make an extra $6,433. Type in yes, why yes, if you like the idea of trading one contract at a time and making an extra $6,000 a month. And you're not like spending hours and hours analyzing the market. What you're really doing is you're simply buying the market at the green line and then limiting out at the blue line. And that's it. Steve says, how can you do this if you have a full-time job? Well, these trades are relatively quick, and because you can do this online, you can use a Mac, a PC, you can use a tablet. Literally, it takes about a second to enter in. You may like the auto. This is the auto, where it can we have a strategy that automatically enters you in, automatically places your stops, and automatically places your limits. These are the results of the auto so far, $8,250 US. Okay, I gotta get going. But before I do, and yes, this works on all symbols. So, like here is the E-mini Russell. This was on Friday, and so there's the buy. That's a winner. There's a buy. That's a winner. There's a buy. That's a winner. Type in a yes if you can see the buy trades. So like here's on Friday. If you had this on Friday, that's 72 ticks. That's 72 ticks. And every tick's worth $5 in this one. So this is 72 ticks there. This is 46 ticks there. 46 ticks. And all you're doing is buying the green line. You close out the blue line. And just the last 3 trades of the day, that's 51 ticks. How many total ticks is that? 51 ticks. Buy the green line, close out the blue line, but that's 51 plus 46 plus 72 is 169 ticks. Times that by $5, $845. You could have made over $800 on Friday. DP says, why the 2 green lines? I have a re-entry strategy because the market continuously hits the blue line over and over and over again. Sometimes the trade loses, but it doesn't mean that the market won't go back up. And so we have a strategy to where if the first trade loses, we're able to make back the loss in most scenarios because we buy in strategically on the second green line. It's actually pretty neat. Angela says, I made $1,900 on Friday doing this. Beautiful. Okay, do me a favor, type in me, M-E if you want this. Type in me if you want this. Greg wants it, Charles wants it, Sean wants it, Albert wants it, John wants it. Okay, good. Angela says, haven't and love it. Okay, so very limited today. We have 25 spots available. That's what we let. We max out 25 signups at a time. The reason why is we care about the customer experience. Here at NOF, we do people over profit, which means we care more about your onboarding experience than we do just signing up 100 people. This works. Tons of people are doing very, very well with this. I'm going to walk you through this in just a moment, but because of the limited seats, here's what I want you to do. If you're in a position to say, hey, Josh, as long as this is not super expensive and as long as it doesn't break the bank, I want it, type your telephone number in the question section box right now. When you type your telephone number in the question section box, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put you on a list of first right of refusal. What that means is I'm going to walk you through everything you get. I'm going to walk you through the cost of this. And then as soon as we're done, we will contact you first. And we will say, hey, you saw the price. What do you think? You want to sign up? And then you can say, yes, great. You secured your spot. Or you can say no, and you can give your spot to somebody else. But because of the limited seats, this is the best way that we've been able to handle the onboard. Otherwise, it just gets like a crazy rush at the end. So go ahead and type your telephone number in now, and I'll put you on that list. If you're looking for that question section box, what you can do is click on the little orange button with the arrow in it. Sean, I got your telephone number. Greg, David, ADA, I got your telephone number. Felix, SSI, John A, got your telephone number, no problem. Dave B, got your telephone number. JT Zen, John A, got your telephone number. Bruno, okay, perfect, John. Milton, I got your telephone number. Mohammed, I got your telephone number. Trader K, got your telephone number. Okay, so let me walk you through how this works. So remember, you can receive text message, emails, pop-up alerts, get notified of the opportunity so you're not in front of your computer the entire time. It's winning about 74.4% on the S&P 500, about 73.1% on the NASDAQ 100. And when I say this, I'm referring to the strategy that I just showed you. Combining those two is winning about 73.8%. It's about a $14,172 return thus far. That's 2 future symbols, and that's trading 1 contract at a time, which is very important per symbol. Now, that's a run rate of $56,690 for this year. What that means is if this continues the progression like we expect it to, we're expecting to trade 1 contract at a time, $500 investment, intraday trading, and making over $56,000 return this year. Now, if you trade 2 contracts, now you're breaking the $100,000 mark, and for most people, that's where the financial independence really begins to introduce into their lives, and especially with something this straightforward. Now, the secret is out, and the pros agree. Trading futures can be one of the fastest ways to success. The big question is, you got to ask yourself is, are you going to be the next success story? We believe you can. We believe you can do it with what's called the tunnel trading course. And it is a trading strategy. It's designed for consistent returns, designed for all future symbols, user-friendly, simple, out-of-the-box ready, works on TradingView, works on NinjaTrader. Let me show you what you get. You get a 4-hour classes on demand. I've already hosted 2 live classes. When I schedule my next live class, you'll be invited to that, but you get your training right away. The tunnel trading system, you get 3 strategies. You get a day trading strategy, what we went over today, a swing trading strategy, as well as a auto strategy. But the auto strategy, today's the last day to get it with the launch promotion. What that means is after today you can get it, it's just you're not going to be able to get it for free. And we've been telling everybody that for weeks, so we're just being very transparent with it. You get 6 checklists, how-to videos, online education portal, recording of the Kickstart class. The total value is $34.95. And so everything comes down to an investment, return on the investment. Let me just ask you some basic questions to put this into perspective to see if it's even worth it for you. And, you know, if all this program really did was just help you make an extra $7,000 a month, just month over month over month for the rest of your life, would that be worth the investment? Yes or no? If all this program did was give you the ability to make the money so you could just start traveling and just spend more time with your family, loved ones, would that be worth the investment? Stop and really think about it. And if all this program did was just give you the life skill to make the money so that you could retire within the next 12 months, would that be worth the investment? Well, one of the things that we like to do is, especially when we get involved and we get invited to TradeThirsty events like this, we like to really make your time worth, especially coming in on a Saturday. We've been very transparent about this. This is a new launch. We have a handful of individuals already on this, and they're just cranking out the returns. This is what's called the Celebration Launch Savings. It's going to be limited to the first 25, and you can be one of the first to own. It's not going to be $34.95. It's very straightforward. Today, you're going to get nearly a $2,000 US savings, and so the enrollment's going to be $14.97. For those of you that want to be the first to own, the very first thing you got to do is type your telephone number in the question section box. When you type your telephone number in the question section box, it reserves a seat. It's a soft hold on your seat because there's only 25 that we can do this for. Include the promo code BONUS, B-O-N-U-S, and here's the reason why. When you type in BONUS next to your telephone number, we can notate on your accounts. Believe it or not, when you type your telephone number, it creates a little profile, and what we can do is add this, which means when you enroll into the program that you're going to receive what's called the full automation on NinjaTrader absolutely for free. And it's going to give you instant access, so let me kind of walk you through it. Once you enroll into the program, I'm going to give you a sign-up link to where you can sign up online for those of you that want to do that. You're going to be able to sign up online, but you're going to get this portion of it for free. We actually have a manual side and an automation side. We're giving the automation away, so automatically enter in the market, automatically place your stops, automatically place your limits, which is phenomenal, especially for those of you who are super busy. But today's the last day to get it. The promotional bonus goes away, and then you can get it later. It's just you're going to have to pay for it. And today, when you type in bonus, you get it. So Greg, I have you for bonus. You're going to get this. ADA, I have you for bonus. Felix, I have you for bonus. Summer, I got you for bonus. Now, this is going to give you 12 months access to the program. And we do have a lifetime access for those of you who are interested, but you're going to want to speak to the education specialist. Here's a link. Do me a favor, type in yes into the question section box if you can see the link. Does everybody see the link? If you click on the link, it's going to give you the ability to sign up right away. And so here's a 100% secured online sign-up page. It takes really 30 seconds to a minute max to fill out. You just type in your first name, your last name, email address, phone number, billing information, city, state, zip code, credit card number, and you are going to get 12-month access to all of your materials, all your online education, your strategies, your systems, your how-to videos, your access to your classes, and it's $14.97. Complete your order and you're done. Again, if you want to own the strategy outright and have unlimited access to it, then I would suggest that you speak to the education specialist. You can give them a call if you want, 407-315-1172, or just simply type your telephone number in. Very straightforward. Now, when you sign up online, we're going to automatically add that bonus for you. So you get the auto trader at no charge, which is really, really cool. It's really neat. And again, let me show you those results for the auto trader. This is what everyone really likes. So the auto trader automatically enters you in, automatically places the stops, automatically places the limits, and thus far, trading one contract at a time, which is a $500 investment, day trading, $8,250 US return. It's pretty phenomenal. People are making their money back pretty much right away. Again, here's wins about 69.62% thus far from basically April 30th to where we are now, May 18th, $3,796 thus far. So this is on pace to make about $6,500 this month. And again, it's trading one contract at a time. And so it's straightforward, it's simple, it's out of the box, user friendly. Now, has anyone read that book, Think and Grow Rich? Have you ever read that book, Think and Grow Rich? So I'm on the last chapter, and I've been reading it this month. And if you haven't read it, I highly suggest it. It does a really great job with outlining rules of how to become successful, the neurological thinking of reprogramming your mind for positive thoughts, not giving up when you come against diversity, and it also talks about the power of the mastermind. Well, one of the things that it also says, which is pretty phenomenal, which I like a lot, is it talks about how somebody gets paid, okay? Jeff says, did you say it only works on NinjaTrader? It works on TradingView and NinjaTrader. TradingView and NinjaTrader. And it says people in general, there's a misconception on knowledge. It says people are going to school, they get degrees, and they read these books, and then they feel as if, you know, they're going to make a ton of money because of what they know. And it says that's the complete opposite. It says you don't get paid by what you know, you get paid by what you do with what you know. So what does that mean? It means this. If you're going to get involved with a tunnel trader, you're going to want to take action. You're going to want to follow the process, and you're going to learn this strategy. You're going to use this system. You're going to invest into your education for one simple reason, to take action to make your time more valuable when it comes down to trading. And I want to kind of walk you through what that looks like. And so there will be days when you turn on your computer and within a couple hours, you buy the market. Within 15 minutes, you make $250. Then you buy the market again and you make another $250. Then you buy market again, make $237. There's going to be days where your time's going to be worth more than $700 trading a few hours. You're going to be putting yourself into a position to be able to place 3 trades and make nearly $500 in a day. And that's the value of your time when you become a tunnel trader. Now, can you trade longer than that? Absolutely. But if you do it, make sure you follow the rules so that you can get exactly what you're trying to get out of the market. Some days you're going to have just 2 trades, and you'll still be able to generate 500 plus US dollars in return, trading one contract at a time. Don't forget, today's the last day to get the auto trader. We're including that into your enrollment. This auto trader is pretty neat. It will automatically enter you in, automatically place your stops, automatically place your limits. Now, do me a favor. Type in me, M-E, into the question section box. If you're kind of like, Josh, I have technology challenges. You know, I didn't grow up with computers, and because of that, so I'm just a little slower, and, you know, downloading things just kind of freaks me out a little bit. I want to take advantage of this. I just don't know if I'm able to take advantage of it. Okay, if that's you, I really urge you to type your telephone number in the question section box, and the reason why is because here at NOFT, we put people over profits, and what that means is we care about your experience, and we thoroughly understand that people need help with that. So what do? Well, when you enroll, we're going to include what's called a white glove treatment. It really is VIP. You become a very important person. We can have one of our customer agents directly connect with your computer, and they can literally download all your softwares and set you up right away. The only thing that they can't do is they can't pick your contract size. You got to do that, but they'll walk you through exactly how to set it up. So if you just want a white glove service to where it just really is a phenomenal experience where we do everything for you within, you know, of course, regulated means, that's included with the enrollment. And that's important because, you know, we want to make sure that you do everything proper. Now, Angela says, I have it and it works. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. SSI says, yeah, I'm not good with the technology. Beautiful. Then I just say beautiful, but we'll be able to do it for you. We'll be able to remote into your computer, download everything for you, set everything up, walk you through it, give you the training that you need. And plus, we go through in the class as well, and it's really neat. Tunnel trading is perfect for new traders, especially if you've never, ever traded before. It's phenomenal because it's a process. You get started with something that works right away, and that's important. There's nothing, you know, if you want to go try this on your own, sure, you know, everybody has the right to do that, but most people that do it, they're going to go through those stumbling blocks that everybody else has already gone through. And most people have a decision to make. You know, you can avoid the stumbling blocks or you can go through them. What I like to do is I like to avoid them. especially if you can make your time worth and become more valuable. If you're an experienced trader, tunnel trading is going to give you an opportunity to open your eyes to a completely different approach. And of course, if you ever run through a little bit of a rut into where you become emotionally shy and you're questioning your ability, it's always phenomenal to have a non-emotional approach to trading, such as tunnel trading. But you got to take action now. The reality of this is today's the last day to be able to get that bonus. You have the market on edge of a potential correction. There's $8,000 left of an upward movement with tunnel trading. We're absolutely anticipating, expecting to amplify that by 3 times. So that's about a $24,000 return opportunity that's taking place now. Then follow that as a $47,000 opportunity, which we're looking to double and triple as well. Okay, questions and answers. So let me do my very best to answer as many questions as I can, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Okay, and again, if you're interested, go ahead and type your telephone number in. Joanne says, I want the white glove treatment. No problem. I got your telephone number. Judy, you got your telephone number. Napoleon, yeah, Napoleon Hill, Napoleon Hill is the author of Think and Grow Rich. Phenomenal book, by the way, phenomenal book. MT, I got your telephone number, so you have it for bonus. Okay, Felix says, I've sat through your presentation 3 times. I finally pulled the trigger and just purchased. Congratulations, Felix. I think you're really going to enjoy it. A couple things. Once you enroll into the program, you're going to receive a confirmation email just, saying, hey, congratulations for enrolling. You should also be receiving a username and a passcode with an online link. We already have your online portal set up so you can get instant access to all your class materials. Your materials are your checklists, your how-to videos. We have the previous recordings. We have the exact steps of what you need to do to download all of your systems and indicators. But again, if you don't want to do that, or if you're having challenges with it, we can do it for you. It's a white glove. If you go into step 2, I believe step 2 or step 3, you can sign up for the white glove. Literally just pick your date. You can do it all online. Pick your date and time, and then we'll reach out to you. Or you can simply give us a call on Monday and speak to our customer service agents, and we'll schedule it whenever best fits you. Hey, Randy, got your telephone number. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Okay, so TK says you still haven't showed the sell mark. Oh yeah, let me show you that. That's not a problem. So here's the, let's go ahead and zoom out, go to live market, and here's what's called the tunnel trading system short. We're not doing this now because the trend is still up, but this is what we will be doing. This is what we will be doing when the market begins to correct. So TK, so what would happen is this. Rules are exactly the same but in reverse, right? The reason why this works so well is because the market continuously hits that blue line. So the market comes up, touches the green line, you're going to enter in the market selling. Now right now we're letting everybody know it's not a good idea to be selling because the trend is still up. But does it work? Yeah, it still works. But we don't want you to do that because people are making more money on the buy side. So you place your stop at the red line, and then the market falls to the blue line. And does it ever touch it? I don't know. Let's see. Bingo. There it is. You see how the trend's up, so any downward movements really getting fought against. So here in this scenario, you're able to make 36 ticks, and this was on Friday. So if you would have done this, 36 ticks, that is $12.50 times it by 36. You could have made $450 on Friday just on this short trade. So you can see it works very, very well. Hey, Dave, you got your telephone number. Happy for bonus. We'll contact you. No problem, my friend. Steve says, has the swing trading system been tested? Yes, the swing trading works. The swing trading is a trade-off. So the swing trading has a low win percent. Usually if you're a swing trader, you're going to, especially in futures, you're going to have a larger account because you're going to be holding trades for a handful of days, and so you're going to be trading after hours as well as during the day. And so traditionally in futures, most of people become just day traders. They're in today, out today. Markets move relatively fast and quick, and everyone can make some really decent income. But if you become a swing trader, the win percent is like 35, 40%, but you're still generating profits because the reward is 2 times the risk. So when we teach you the swing trading, the reward will always be by default 2 times the risk, and your trades are longer and you generate some really nice income, but your win percent is low. The day trading, your win percent is very, very high. It's right around 70%, which is phenomenal experience on the psychological level. And so that's just being very transparent with it. Here we have, let's see, we continue to answer the questions. Richard says, hey Josh, when is the time you feel you hit your breakthrough in trading, meaning the moment that you said yourself, I finally get it? Great question, Richard. So the question is, when did I tell myself I finally got it? So when I first started trading, the reason why I got involved in trading because I didn't have any other choice. I went to school to become a firefighter. I actually graduated the academy, became a nationally certified professional firefighter, 1 and 2. Became a nationally certified emergency medical technician, basic. And when I graduated, they put a hiring freeze statewide, and so I couldn't get a job, which was really, you know, it was not a good situation for me. I became a personal trainer, and I found myself working 12, 15 hours a day, 5+ days a week. And as a personal trainer, you know, your sessions are only 30 minutes, and you know, you make like $6. If you work, you know, if you train all day long, it's decent income. But I ended up finding myself making like $20,000 a year, on pace to make $20,000 a year. So I was living less than paycheck to paycheck. It was just a miserable experience. A lot of fun, just financially miserable. I lived with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and the mother of my 2 children. We've been together for about 16 years now. We've been high school sweethearts. But when I said I finally get it, it's when I was able to take a $500 initial deposit investment, because that's all the money I had. You know, I was able to grow it into over $39,000 of profit, and then I was able to compound my way to where I could have days where I was making over $10,000 in a single day. And when I said, hey, things finally clicked, is when I put it on paper. When I put together a business plan and I focused on the end goal of mine, and I said, I want to be able to make this much money. So to make this much money, I need to make this much per trade, and then I need to place this many trades. So therefore, I need this strategy that will win me this many trades, and this is my investment size I need. So I worked my way backwards. When I put it on paper, I said, hey, I can do this. And when I connected everything to MyFX book, and I had third-party verifications on my track records, and I was able to audit my track records to see all my losers and winners, and I started saying, hey, I'm making more money than I'm losing. That's when I said, this is everything I want to do. See, most people don't really know what's possible until they write it out. You know, at the end of the day, we all have our imaginations, but this can be much more tangible than you think. Like, so for example, heck, if you make $450 a trade and you do that just 3 days a week, you make almost $1,500 a week. How many of you would be pretty happy making an extra $6,000 a month just trading 3 days a week? You know, that's possible. But some people want more. Some people want less. So just everyone has a different aha moment. My aha moment is when the financial returns became much larger than what my overhead was. And I was like, this is everything I want to do for the rest of my life. Great question, by the way. Steve says, if the market does not get to 30-30, will the system go short at some point? No, Steve, you have to turn the system on long, and you have to decide whether for the system to buy or sell. And so that's where when you do this, when we train you, we're going to empower you with the information. We're also going to do our very best on social media to let the student body know the overall direction. Because look, if this market starts to tip early, I'm going to be looking to take advantage of the movement. If I'm doing it, I'm definitely going to let everyone else know what's going on. Okay, I got to get going. I appreciate the opportunity. Listen, if you want to sign up online, here's the link once again in the question section box. I appreciate the chance. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Thank you so much number one. Thank you, Jeanette, for allowing me to be on here with TradeThirsty. I appreciate the chance to be able to share my knowledge, just like everybody else did. I really, really hope that everyone in this room learned a whole lot. For those of you that expressed interest, stay by your phone. We're going to contact you here in a few moments, okay? For those of you that signed up, I want to be the first to congratulate you. I think you're really, really going to enjoy this. In regards to investment, return on the investment, like I said, I've been a Forex trader for 10 years, and I've never been able to generate these types of returns this fast in this simple format. It is literally as everything which I showed you. You turn on your computer, touches the green line, place your stop at the red line, limit out at the blue line, and then that's it. And it's just phenomenal. I think you're really going to enjoy this. You're going to have a really great experience. Hey, everyone, thank you again. And on that note, every day, helping traders find a way. This is Joshua Martinez, out.